seen all of the NBA commotion going on with a lot of rumors, packages, players' interest, players announcing they want to be traded, players saying, knock it off, we didn't say that. It's a lot of little, rumors here and there, and we, in this video, are going to go over some of those little rumors, tips, tricks, little things that have been thrown out there into the world, and see, what we can find to dig up. So this is going to be a little bit of a whispered ramble video, with obviously some nice little relaxing triggers to relax to, obviously, yeah. So make sure you like this video, and also give this video a like if you guys want a pre-trade deadline video. If any, sort of big things go down. Sure, if it's like, nothing really happens, then probably not. But if you guys want me to do one, give this video a like, give this video some love, and I'll definitely do another one, sort of updating you guys on it. Yesterday I did post a video. It was a tier listing video on the number 1 overall draft picks. That was a lot of fun. I always want to do more tier ranking things. I do those all the time, even on my off time. So it's definitely a lot of fun. So yeah, I hope you're doing good. And yeah, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I guess we can just get started. Okay, so the first part of this video is going to be just like a little rundown on sort of the bigger sort of news that we've been hearing and rumors and whatnot. And later on, we might go into maybe an article talking about some trade packages, trading possibilities, things like that, assets teams have, and things that could potentially, hopefully happen. I'm hoping for a big trade deadline, or at least buyout market to sort of happen this year. So it'd be pretty exciting. Hopefully, we'll have to see. But I think definitely one of the bigger ones that came out was actually the confirmation of the Orlando Magic and Aaron Gordon, confirming basically that they're going to be parting ways. Aaron Gordon asked for a trade publicly, that he wants out of there. And I think there was even like a quote for something that he said. Yeah, this is an exact quote from Magic forward Aaron Gordon. Just my frustration kind of boiling over. A lot of people share that sentiment. So, obviously, his frustration is kind of boiling over, which is actually kind of interesting to hear from a young player on like a somewhat like rebuilding team, I guess. I mean, I'm assuming he probably thinks the Magic should be better, and I understand that obviously. But when you have arguably your one of your best players at Jonathan Isaac not playing, and then when he does play, he's not playing that well, and then you have Marco Fultz, who's actually doing a pretty good season. When he was in, it got a season-ending injury, which is kind of tough. The Atlanta Magic aren't that deep. I mean, sure, you have Terrence Ross, that's okay, but and I think even Aaron Gordon himself was hurt for a majority of the year, so I don't know if it's that team success, if that's not there and that's why he's frustrated. I understand that. Or if it's B, something that we don't know, me and you watching this video, if it's more like of an internal thing, if he's not happy with playing time, touches, coaches, players, something like that, then that is also contributing to his frustration. I can see that making sense. That's very interesting. I've always known that Aaron Gordon probably was never going to stay in Orlando, obviously because of the rise of Jonathan Isaac. I don't like having them both on the floor at the same time. I either want Jonathan Isaac at the 4, or I want Aaron Gordon at the 4. Obviously, they're both, arguably starting caliber players, so I can see how that would be kind of a mix-up, and it looks like Aaron Gordon is the one on the way out. There have been a lot of teams interested. I think the front runners were like the Clippers for hot minutes. I think the Blazers were pretty close. But as a Blazer fan, we don't need another wing player like that. If anything, we need defense. And no offense to Aaron Gordon, doesn't really bring any defense. We probably would have traded like Zach Collins, Rodney Hood to match contracts, and then like a first-round pick, which is nice. But I know Zach Collins is a very injury-prone player, but when he does play, he is a defensive, impactful player, and that's what we need. And he doesn't bring that, so I can see why the Blazers probably don't really want to touch that. assets and this and that for Vucevic, so I can understand that also being an option. But Aaron Gordon's really the sort of first big time puzzle that might be dropping here in the next coming days. Also, big time guy Kyle Lowry. Yes, apparently Lowry and the Raptors are kind of on like a mixture of, they're taking calls and being active in the trade and buyout market with Kyle Lowry, but also have stated that Lowry is not available. So it's kind of like those he said, she said type of things. And I honestly think if the right sort of situation came around for Kyle Lowry, the Raptors would take him for sure. So I think the favorites right now are the Miami Heat. Miami obviously has a lot of tradable assets with Nunn and Hero and Duncan Robinson, because they are technically in a sort of win-now phase with Jimmy Butler being their best player. He's about 31 years old. He's kind of older and definitely have a good enough roster to make another sort of run like they did last year. But, I mean, if I am the Heat, I'm not letting any team touch Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero could be, your next guy up to sort of help develop with Bam, Hero, maybe even Nunn in the future. Like, those guys are good players as of right now, can even get better. But if you can trade like Nunn and maybe a couple first for Lowry, I wouldn't be mad about that. But here is the thing. Reporting has said that Kyle Lowry, yes, 30-plus-year-old Kyle Lowry, is wanting and expecting for his new team, if he gets one, to give him a max contract. Yes, Kyle Lowry is not only wanting but expecting a max deal, because he's a free agent, I think, at the end of this year, if he does get traded to a new team. No offense to Kyle Lowry, I know you are a very valuable player. He's a very high IQ guy, could be very valuable, but dear God, please do not give this man a max. If whoever gets this guy, if he ever does go to a new team, bro, I'm not giving Kyle Lowry more than like 15 mil a year. Like, he is on the downside of his career. I'm not touching that at all. So, and then another guy on the Raptors would be Norman Powell, who is a very good sort of starting six-man potential type of player. A lot of teams sort of who are in the hunt for those type of players, like obviously the Lakers, Clippers, Celtics, Bucks. Those guys are really trying to get a spot on him, but I don't know if he's really going to be doing it. Another one is obviously Miami and Philly, which is kind of nice. And yeah, obviously, if the Raptors did do the Lowry trade, it says here that Tyler Hero is the sticking point in the Heat Raptors trade talks for Kyle Lowry. And again, no offense, I am not trading Tyler Hero for Kyle Lowry. I'm not doing it. That's just my opinion. Another one, Harrison Barnes from the Kings. I think he's been in trade talks for quite some time now, but that's one's pretty obvious. Rashard Holmes, that's a good one. Hopefully the Kings get some draft picks. I think that's what they really need now. They have their backcourt of the future with Fox and Halliburton. That looks good. If they can somehow repair their sort of ties with Marvin Bagley, that would be nice. But it seems like he's also on the way out, which is kind of sad. But they have two really good building blocks, and hopefully they can start building around those guys. That'd be nice. The buyout market, obviously with the buyout market being pretty big this year, I think probably the three biggest dominoes for are Victor Oladipo, you have LaMarcus Aldridge from the Spurs, Andre Drummond, and then Lowry, obviously. Am I missing anyone in the buyout market? I think Hassan Whiteside might get bought out, but mostly probably traded. Who else? I'm not sure. I think that's mostly it for the buyout market. There's some big time players if they go to the right team, right fit. It's tilting the scales. And for Aldridge, the Spurs are obviously trying to get a trade for him, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So I think Aldridge is a for sure buyout. And I think the front runners were, I think it was Portland, a fan of, balance in the NBA. Hopefully, if Drummond goes to the Lakers, that'll hopefully balance out the crazy, powerful New Jersey Nets, Brooklyn Nets team that's going on over there. So that'd be cool. And obviously being a Laker fan, a LeBron fan, that's also very nice. And then Oladipo, obviously, again, Miami is the front runner. They got cap space. They have good, a fit for a lot of different players, different play styles. They're going to be favorites for a lot of players. And Oladipo is apparently the favorite there, and that would be really cool to see. Man, you can see Tyler Hero at the guard position with Oladipo, with Jimmy Butler, with Bam. Like, that is a nice starting lineup potential for a good playoff run. So that'd be really cool to see. And then Lowry, we were just talking about him. I know, and I think if the Lakers don't get Drummond, they're gonna go after Hassan Whiteside, which, that's fine, but no offense. And I said this at the beginning of the year. Please, God, do not trade away JaVale McGee for Marc Gasol. And they ended up trading JaVale McGee for Marc Gasol, space for Marc Gasol. And that was one of the biggest mistakes they did the entire season. So hopefully either Hassan or Drummond can fill in that sort of void of being another, big time center for that team, because Marc Gasol ain't it. Now I think that's mostly everything I really wanted to go over for that. Another one was Tristan Thompson. Reports on Tristan Thompson might be on the buyout market because he's just not fitting well with the players in the locker room, which I don't know how well that is really being reported. And then Pascal Siakam got fined $50,000 for using several choice words. That's what it says. Several choice words towards Nick Nurse, the coach. Which, hey man, like things there in Toronto are very spicy right now, and it could get blown up pretty fast. Like a trade for trade away Pascal Siakam, Kyle Lowry. You get new guys in, new assets, things like that. That could be a whole different team at the end of this year. Probably it will be a new team at the start of next season for sure. I'm excited, but it's really sad how that team sort of just got very much demolished after Kawhi left. They're a good team. They don't have the it guy. They don't have the go-to. They have a good piece in Pascal Siakam. But I don't know if he's the guy, and then giving all of that money to Fred VanVleet, a 6'2", sized shooting guard. I don't know if that's the right fit in my opinion, but hey, they're doing them. Also a pretty cool one. Well, pretty cool, I guess. The Indiana Pacers are, listening, have their ears open. The call is being answered for Malcolm Brogdon and Domantas Sabonis. So, if a big-time team wants to make a big-time trade, apparently Sabonis and Brogdon, they're listening to these trade offers. So, they're definitely on the more DL. They probably have to be very blown away by a trade for that to happen. But man, that'd be entire season. So teams can just wait until he's a free agent and then give him all the money that he wants. So you don't have to trade away your star player like Jalen Brown to get a maybe player in John Collins. So I don't think he's going to get traded. I think he's going to have to sit this entire season, just sort of have to deal with all those things here. Okay, so now we are in more of a fun part of the video, I guess you want to say. This article is the 2021 NBA trade deadline deals that would actually shock you. So these are just like hypothetical trade packages that are going down. So not repeat, this is not reported rumors, this is nothing, this is just, wow, this would be cool if this happened, I guess you could say. Let's see here. Here's one that's called Clippers add Oladipo, Rockets gain more assets. Wow. The LA Clippers receive Victor Oladipo and Sterling Brown for Patrick Beverly, Luke Kennard, Terrence Mann, and a second-round pick, 2 second-round picks, 3 second-round picks. Patrick Beverly, Luke Kennard, Terrence Mann, and 3 second-round picks for Victor Oladipo. Wow. That's interesting. I mean, if I'm the Rockets, I would rather have like 1 first-round pick than 3 second-round picks. That's just my opinion. But Luke Kennard, is that a player? I mean, no. You traded away James Harden for this guy. Like, are we just forgetting this? I'm not forgetting this at all. So you're gonna trade James Harden away for Patrick Beverly and Luke Kennard. Like, Jesus, man, that's just tough. That's terrible, actually. Jesus. Anyways, this obviously, if the Clippers ever did this trade, it's GG. They're maybe the title favorite. They're already, in my opinion, my pick for the title. If they got Oladipo for Luke Kennard, like, Jesus, that's a very good pickup in my opinion. That he could be probably maybe a 6th Man of the Year award contention, even if he just plays the rest of the year as a 6th man. That'd be crazy. Or you could run a super small ball lineup with Oladipo at the 2, then you could have Kawhi at the 3, then Paul George at the 4, or Kawhi at the 4, Paul George at the 3, either way. That'd be crazy, but man, if that ever happened, if Victor Oladipo gets traded to a team like that, like the Lakers or the Clippers or the Bucks, like, man, that would be such a crazy turn of events. But in my opinion, I think he's gonna get bought out, and I think he's gonna sign to Miami. I think he's gonna go to Miami. I think he's probably the front runner. Let's see. Here's one called 3-Team Frenzy, and this one is Boston receives Kyle Lowry and Aaron Baines. So wow. Would Kyle Lowry be a better replacement for Kemba? I'm not entirely sure. Let's read the rest of them. The Raptors get Miles Turner, Jeremy Lamb, Aaron Holiday, and a 2nd-round pick. And the Indiana Pacers get Kemba Walker, Terrence Davis, Romeo Langford, and a 1st. Wow, okay, so you would have Kemba and Sabonis and Malcolm Brogdon in Indiana. And then for Toronto, you would have, Siakam and Miles Turner, Jeremy Lamb, not bad. And then Boston Celtics get Lowry and Aaron Baines. I think Aaron Baines is really the right answer to your undersized big man question. I mean, you're just getting another undersized big man. Aaron Baines is like 6'10". Wow, he's like an inch or this might be a win-win, in my opinion. Sure, Aiden obviously isn't at the level of a Vucevic, but still very good, at least in my opinion. Wow, those are definitely pretty interesting. I've also heard, trade packages for, James Wiseman from the Warriors, but I think they're probably going to stick with Wiseman at least till the end of the year. I don't think they're going to get rid of him at all. I've heard about Gary Trent Jr. from the Portland Trailblazers. I think he's sticking around. I think the Blazers are going to try to re-sign him. It's been a long time since the Blazers have had a good six-man. I can't even think they've ever had a good six-man ever, but they're probably going to try. If not, I think Gary's going to walk. Gary Trent Jr. is a starter in today's NBA. I 100% believe that as a Blazer fan. The dude is a great, already really solid 3-and-D player, and he's only just going to get better. Dude's going to get paid like at least $20 million from a team. Like, there's no way he's not going to make at least an $80 million contract. Like, especially because I think he's also with he's signed with Clutch Sports, which is LeBron's agency, and those guys get paid big time money. I mean, look at all of the players who are a part of Clutch. They all have big time contracts. Even all the role player guys have humongous contracts. Gary Trent Jr. is going to get nearly max contract money, I feel. I think the Blazers are going to try to re-sign him, but they're going to lose him for sure. I mean, there's also like players like Zach LaVine that might be still on the market. The players like that. There's definitely the trade value market and the buyout market this year